Ladies and gentlemen, Wind Charger Prime here. Forgive me for not wearing my hat. Forgive this right here because this sleeping puppy right here, she likes pulling the blinds and it's bent that thing down. Forgive the no glasses. This is just really an impromptu thing that I wanted to. Ow! You mother. Got another dog down here on the couch who just put his claws right into my side. You son of a gun, Shadow. Let me show you him. Let me show him to you. Come here. Come here, big boy. Come here. Oh. This is Shadow. Say hi, Shadow. Say hi, Bubby. Oh, she's woke up. That's Maya. Maya. This one gets jealous when I pet her. Yes, he does. Look at his overbite. You can see his overbite. Yep. Oh, no. Aw, thank you, Bubby. I love you, too. Now, get down. Okay. Anyway, this video, I wanted to discuss a little bit about the my thoughts on the NASCAR silly season so far. There are so many dominoes that can fall. One has already fallen, and that is the big major story that Kyle Busch is going to RCR. So Kyle Busch is going to be back with Chevrolet. KBM is going to make the switch to Chevrolet in the Truck Series, and that sets off a whole bunch of dominoes. It sets more dominoes up to fall over in the coming months before the start of the 2023 season. I have discussed with my friend Corey, not really at length, about what can happen, more along the lines of what could potentially happen. I've just said something, he said something else, and we kind of agreed that there's great potential for both things to happen. So I'm going to get started off by saying this is by no means a leak. This is not anything official. These are just my thoughts as a fan on what could happen in the coming months, coming weeks, days, up until Daytona in 2023. So Daytona in February, we're going to see the full fruition of silly season, and it's already going to be done and over with. But I want to discuss a few things about that here. I've got my notes right here that I've made. It's just one page because I tried to make them really quick before this live stream started. I apologize if I cough. I've got there's some kind of smell in this house that I cannot get rid of right now. I'm going to go out tomorrow and get some, like, window air fresheners, like car air fresheners that you stick in the vents and stick them on my AC unit to try and help get the smell out, but it's burning my nostrils. I almost wonder if it's because the dogs have had an accident and I'm smelling something, or if it's something else. I don't know what it is. But if it's because of the dogs, and they've had an accident on the carpet, and they peed on the carpet, and I can't find out where it is because, I didn't know they did it, my carpet shampooer is down. Which I do need to carpet shampoo the carpets anyway. Anyway, but I'm fixing and getting that hopefully fixed tomorrow, but I digress. Anyway. Actually, it may just be the fact that they need a bath. I think what it is. They both need one. Don't you? Don't you? You need a bath. You need a bath. So do you, Maya. Don't think you get out of this because I told Bubby he needs one. So anyway, I want to start with the Truck Series because that is the one where a lot of mystery surrounds everything. You quit, Shadow. Biting himself, pushing up against me. He's only 8 months old. So, and he's just as tall, he's just as big as Maya. And Maya's a husky, and she was the runt of the litter, because look, she's almost 2 years old, and that's as big as she's got. And that's where she lays, is right on the back of the couch. She's a good girl, though. She's a good girl. Anyway, so KBM switched to Chevrolet means a lot of things, okay? First off, John Hunter Nemechek is under contract with Toyota. He is a Toyota driver. This is on J-Ski because he has a preemptive 2023 team chart up, but most of them say no plans announced. John Hunter Nemechek is a Toyota driver, which more likely means he is bound for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series next year. Currently, KBM's 3 trucks, the 4, the 18, and the 51, are lined up with John Hunter in the 4, Chandler Smith in the 18, and Corey Heim in the 51, sharing the ride with Kyle Busch and Buddy Kofoid. With the switch to Chevrolet, that changes things. Chandler Smith, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, came from Venturini Motorsports, a Toyota team. He may also very well be a Toyota driver, and he may very well be on the move to Joe Gibbs Racing next year in the Xfinity Series. John Hunter Nemechek more likely is on the move, whether it is to Joe Gibbs Racing or to ThorSport. ThorSport is really lacking in talent right now. Yeah, they've got Matt Crafton, they've got Ben Rhodes, they've got Christian Eckes, they've got Ty Majeski, and out of the 4 of them, Ty Majeski, and I think only Rhodes. I know Ty Majeski recently won at Bristol. I think it's either Rhodes or Eckes has won this year. They may not have won. I don't know. I'm recording this through my phone, so I can't really get off it to check. But you got to think. Ty Majeski's won. ThorSport screwed over Enfinger with the whole, Enfinger's going to be the one to split the season with Eckes instead of Johnny Sauter, who's a washed-up old never was, and that's my opinion, because I can't stand the guy. So they screwed him on that. If I'm John Hunter, I would not be looking at ThorSport for a Truck Series ride. I would be looking at moving up to the Xfinity Series with Joe Gibbs Racing. Gibbs is one of those teams in the Xfinity Series, especially the way Ty Gibbs has been running this year, where John Hunter can just excel at driving really good equipment and winning races, because I know that's what he wants to do. He's been close at winning races. Scoot over, Shadow. He's not happy about that. He's been close winning races a lot. He and especially in the Xfinity, and he has won races in the Xfinity Series. I was going to say especially in the Xfinity Series, but he has won races there. But Gibbs potentially also on the move from the Xfinity Series to the Cup Series as a potential replacement for Kyle Busch. There's that. John Hunter Nemechek could also be a potential replacement for Kyle Busch. Do I see that likely? No, I don't. Realistically, I do not see that as a likely option to replace Kyle Busch in the 18. So what do I want to happen? What do I think should happen in the Truck Series? Because you got to think Chandler Smith and Corey Heim both came from Toyota teams. They are more likely Toyota back, so all three will more likely be on the move next year to other Toyota teams. Maybe moving up, maybe moving to the side. Maybe another Toyota team comes into the fray aside from ThorSport. Because, let's face it, the other Toyota teams in the Truck Series aren't as good as compared to ThorSport and KBM. Like, who else do you have? You don't have anybody. So, you've got those guys there, all three Toyota backed, and with KBM moving to Chevrolet, as I've said before, kill Nat. You've got room for other drivers who have talent to move into better equipment. And what I mean by better equipment, no better driver comes to my mind than Carson Hocevar. You put Carson Hocevar in that 4 truck with Rudy Fugle as the crew chief, Carson Hocevar can be a Truck Series champion. He can make it to the final round. He can win the final round. He could be a Truck Series champion next year if you put him in that 4 truck. Carson Hocevar would be my first pick to replace any of the 3 drivers currently at KBM. Now, I know Kyle's going to want to run his 51, so the 51's going to have to be a part-time driver. That's fine. Put Carson Hocevar in the 4 truck. Bring that sponsorship from the 18 over to there. And, you know, that if Safelite sponsor or whatever. Now, here's the thing. I don't know about the status of Safelite. I've not seen it on Chandler Smith's truck recently. It's been changed me. Maybe Safelite's contract ran out. Maybe they dropped Kyle Busch Motorsports and exited racing. I don't know. I would love to see... I would love to be proven wrong on that and saying that it's just a new sponsor deal, but Safelite be returning. And the thing is now with Kyle Busch not being at Joe Gibbs Racing in 2023, that sponsorship that he can bring down from Gibbs onto his truck team isn't going to be there anymore. So, Yahoo, Auto Owners Insurance of Truex was running the 51. That's not going to be there anymore. Oh, I just thought of another Toyota team, the 52 team that Heim could race for. Heim could race in the 62 that Jessica Friesen has raced on occasion. There's that. Excuse me. I gotta find what this smell is after this live stream and get rid of it. Like major bad. It's burning my nostrils now. So, you know, there's that. We have Carson Hocevar will be my first pick to move from Nice Motorsports to KBM, where he's going to have consistently better equipment. And we've seen it this year at Carson Hocevar. He's had those moments where he's had to gamble on strategy to try and win a race because here's the thing. Okay, yeah, Nice has Ross Chastain racing for them for a couple races, but, yeah. Ever since Ross left the team, yeah, they signed Brett Moffitt for a season. Didn't even do very well on that. And Brett Moffitt's a good driver. He would be another person that, if I was Kyle Busch, I could see, okay, he won a Truck Series championship with GMS. He had great seasons with GMS racing. Let's put him in a truck. Maybe let's put him in the 51 and be that part-time driver, or let's put him in the 18 and see if he can win another Truck Series championship. He would be that driver. That's if Chandler Smith and Corey Heim don't move. John Hunter Nemechek more than likely is going to be the one to move up to the Xfinity Series, more likely to replace Ty Gibbs, who is more likely going to replace Kyle Busch at Joe Gibbs Racing on the Cup side. Because let's face it, a Gibbs in the 18, we all knew it was going to happen. One of the 4 that's currently there was going to get ousted for Ty. It just had to be Kyle Busch. Why couldn't it? And here's my thing. Why couldn't it have been Denny Hamlin? Denny's got a backup. He's got his own team. He could get a 3rd charter. Could. I hate Denny Hamlin anyways. Shadow quit. I hate Denny Hamlin anyway. I can't stand son of a bitch. So, as I said, 4, put Carson Hocevar in the truck. Now, I don't know the terms of his contract status with Nice, but if it's up at the end of the year, get into KBM shops, talk with KBM to get that 4 truck. Especially if John Hunter Nemechek stays with Toyota. If he doesn't stay with Toyota and Chandler Smith is the one that moves up, get the 18. Which, if he does, that opens the 42 at Nice Motorsport. Which, again, if Nemechek doesn't move up and he stays in the 4, and let's say Carson Hocevar does move over to Kyle Busch Motorsports in the 18 or the 51, say Kyle runs the 18. You know, I think Kyle more likely would run the 51. Then you've got people like, okay, yeah, you could probably put Ty Gibbs in the 42, Brett Moffitt in the 42, go back to Nice Motorsports. Trevor Bayne, if Bayne wanted to run some truck series races, I mean, he's done really well in good equipment with Gibbs in the Xfinity Series this year, been on the verge of winning races. And as much as I hate to say it, Johnny Sauter could potentially replace Hocevar at Nice Motorsports if Hocevar moves over to Kyle Busch to KBM. I just want to see Sauter retire, honestly. So, Nice Motorsports is probably going to pull some no-name out of the ARCA series and say, here's your truck ride for a full season. You bring sponsorship? Cool. Here you go. So that's the thing with the truck series. I mean, the dominoes falling. You got 3 rides potentially that could be opening with all 3 drivers moving up to the Xfinity Series next year. So that's a lot of dominoes that can fall, especially with Kyle Busch moving to a non-Toyota team for next year in RCR and his truck team rebranding as Chevrolets. Moving on to the Xfinity Series, not Kyle Busch Motorsports. Joe Gibbs Racing is losing yet another driver in 2022 into 2023, where Brandon Jones has been signed by Junior Motorsports to drive the number 9 in place of Noah Gragson. Dale Jr., there are a ton more drivers who have a ton more talent than Brandon Jones, who wreck less race cars than Brandon Jones, that you could have signed to drive the 9. For example, you could have brought Carson Hocevar up. Jeremy Clements, people have been screaming at you for years to get Jeremy Clements in one of your cars. That was a perfect opportunity. Jeremy Clements to drive the 9, Junior Motorsports Technical Alliance with the 51. And you didn't do it. Gibbs can also potentially field 4 teams next year. They own 4 numbers, 18, 19, 20, and 54. With those numbers being owned, and the 20 is not running this year, normally the 20 runs as their, like, when Eric Jones was with the team, it was, the 20 ran with Denny, Truex, Jones, Bell. Shut up! Right when I'm recording a video, they're playing. So if you hear them, just ignore them. Shadow, quit whining. But currently, they field the 18, the 19, and the 54. The 18 has had multiple drivers this year between Trevor Bayne, Sammy Smith, Christopher Bell. Denny Hamlin was meant to run the 18 at Darlington in the Xfinity Series, but didn't. And Ty Gibbs running the full season in the 54. The 19 with Brandon Jones currently in the full season. 20 is not running this year, although the 20 has run in the past with Gibbs. So, if Gibbs fields 4 cars next year, the 20 I could probably see being their multiple driver ride, or they're making it hard for me to concentrate. Shut up, both of you. I love him to death. But anyway, so you've got, as I said, with the Truck Series and starting off with KBM moving to Chevrolet, you've got John Hunter Nemechek, who is a Toyota driver. He's more likely moving up to the Xfinity Series, and I can probably see John Hunter in the 54 next year to replace Ty Gibbs in that 54. If not the 54, for sure in the 18 or even the 19. Because Gibbs has to replace potentially 2 drivers in the Xfinity Series. And he's got 3, 4 potential drivers that he could just throw into 4 cars and four cars full time with 4 singular drivers. And then run a 5th one as oh, hey, look at this. We're going to run a 4th car, the 81, as a car for, our Cup guys to run some stuff. But in terms of the Xfinity and the drivers that could potentially fill those roles, Sammy Smith has impressed me. Very few starts in that 18. He has sponsorship from Pilot, potentially for a full season. I don't know. That was previously a net sponsor at Junior Motorsports last year. They didn't stay on with Junior Motorsports when Annette left, but Sammy Smith has their sponsorship now. So Sammy Smith could very well fill that void of, the 19 or even on the 54, running a full season. Brandon Jones leaving in the 19, John Hunter Nemechek is more than likely going to be in the 18 or the 54 next year. Sammy Smith either in the 18 or the 54. So who replaces Brandon Jones in the 19 at Gibbs? Well, you can also put Sammy Smith's name into the hat for the 19 as well, because we don't know. If Sammy Smith runs, the 19 has been this car that's had the full season sponsorship with Gibbs. So you put the 19 in there, bam, there you go. Also, maybe look at some other teams, some other drivers who aren't really affiliated with the manufacturer. I know Ryan Preece is wanting to run more stuff with Stuart Haas. If Gibbs wants a monopoly on the Monster Energy sponsorship, what about Riley Herbst? I didn't have that written down here, but Riley Herbst, Monster Energy sponsorship, him and Ty Gibbs are really good friends. You bring Riley Herbst into it. Then again, Herbst was a Gibbs driver, I believe, at one point. Was he? I think he was. I don't know. If he was, bring him back into the fold. You never know. Then again, I don't think Riley Herbst is going to move from SHR. Anyway, but you've also got the likes of Trevor Bayne, especially if you want to bring in a 4th car. If Trevor can get sponsorship for full season, bam, there you go. The 20 with Trevor Bayne. Really, the best way I see to do it is Sammy Smith's been in the 18. Put Sammy Smith in the 18. Put Chandler Smith also. Chandler Smith, if he's a Toyota driver, as I said in the Truck Series, he could be very well moving up. You could put Chandler Smith in the 19 if he's got sponsorship. Bayne in the 20, John Hunter Nemechek in the 54, and there's you 4 cars. And then run the 81 part-time with your Cup drivers, Truex, Hamlin, Bubba, Kurt. If Kurt wants to run some Xfinity races next year, if he's feeling up for it. There's that as well. And as we know, Brandon Jones is going to the 9 to replace Noah Gragson, who's moving up to the Cup Series. Speaking of the Cup Series, we do not know who will be Kyle Busch's replacement. We do know that Noah Gragson replaces Ty Dillon in the 42 for next year. Okay, so what? He's won 6 races this year in the Xfinity Series. He still has not impressed me, especially as the type of teammate he is. He's the person who, I don't give a shit who you are. You could be my teammate. I'm still going to wreck you for a win. He's been that driver arrogant, conceited, not so apathetic that... Quit! My dog just hit the table. So apathetic that, I had to check and make sure he didn't hit where I thought he hit. Quit. I love you, but you got quit. I'm trying to record a video, bub. Yeah. I'm trying to record video. You see this? See the camera? I was trying to record video. He don't care. He don't care. He's playing with Sissy. Excuse me. But the biggest domino that's yet to fall is the 18. Now, the 10 domino has been taken out. Eric Almirola returning for 2 more seasons, which Stewart-Haas Racing should have just said, no, sorry, you've already said you're going to retire. We're not going to re-sign you. Eric Almirola is one of... yeah, he brings Smithfield sponsorship. But Eric Almirola is kind of a waste of a good ride. And you can argue Cole Custer is too. But being related to one of the top guys at Stewart-Haas Racing, he's always going to have that contract. Really, the 10 would have been better, I think, in Priest's hands or Herbst or somebody else. But the thing is with the 18 car, the 18 domino, I think the way it's going to fall is Ty Gibbs is going to be the one to replace Kyle Busch at Joe Gibbs Racing. Even though he himself has admitted that he would rather stay in the Xfinity Series for at least one more year, I don't think he's going to get that opportunity. Papa Joe is going to move him up and say, you're Kyle's replacement. Let's discuss contract with you for the Cup Series. Could potentially bring Monster Energy into the Cup Series on a car. Don't know. We know they're losing M&M Mars in the Cup Series. We know they're losing Menards in the Xfinity Series. So there's that. Also, the 45 is unknown at this point. It is unknown whether Kurt Busch will return for 2023, although his contract was for 2 years, and he had hinted at possible retirement at the end of 2023. So the question is with the concussion that he suffered at Pocono, does he sorry, I had to finish that. Does he return for 2023? If he doesn't, who replaces him? I think it's going to be another Xfinity driver, or the 45 may just have multiple drivers next year like the Kaulig car does. And speaking of the Kaulig car, if it goes full-time with one driver in 2023, who gets it? Who is the guy that Kaulig calls up to the 16 from the Xfinity Series? It sure as hell ain't going to be Landon Castle, because the sponsorship he brought with him to the 10 car, that's gone now. Voyager filed for bankruptcy. So, and going back down to the Xfinity Series, the 10 is more than likely going to be open next year with Kaulig Racing. So who fields the 10? So who drives the 10 next year? It's all, and also last year, going back to the Xfinity Series, Ty Dillon drove for Joe Gibbs Racing in the 54. So you could very well have another Ty. Ty Dillon, yeah, he wants to be with the Chevrolet team, but I think Ty will get what he can get. But you've also got Ryan Truex. Ryan Truex basically follows Big Brother Martin to whatever manufacturer Martin goes to. Well, what happens when Martin retires? Are you just going to stay with Toyota for the rest of your life, or are you going to go find the best manufacturer for you? So Ryan Truex definitely on the table for a Gibbs Xfinity ride too. Still a lot of dominoes to fall. I'll probably make a follow-up video. Making a note of that. When the dominoes fall, I can make a follow-up video to that point. Anyway, this is going to be a really weird, silly season. I've seen some weirder ones, though. So, yeah. But anyway, I think it's all going to start with knowing who replaces Gibbs, potentially Gibbs, and Brandon Jones at Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series. Because if it is Chandler Smith and John Hunter Nemechek, and they replace those two, then we pretty much know that there's going to be 3 seats open at KBM in the Truck Series. Because why not? You know? Why not? Anyway, that's a wrap for today. I know I haven't made a video in a long while. Still don't have internet here at the house. Come next month, it's going to be a year without internet. I'm going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be cleaning and doing a lot of stuff around the house, trying to make it so internet guys can come in here and reinstall my internet when I get internet back. So anyway, that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we'll be back before the new year. We'll definitely, and if I am back before the new year, I've also got to get a new Xbox One, but I'm probably going to try and save up for a Series X. I got to try and see if I can't get my Forza save data off my box and onto an external somehow. May have to take it to a place out in Grayson to do it. See if they can't get the data onto an external for me. Because I got a buddy of mine who's willing to send me his, wipe his, and send me his if I get once I get internet and get my save data off, so I can go back to playing with them. I miss playing Xbox. I miss playing with my friends, Buster and Roll Tide. But I got the goals set up for what I need to do. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I'm going to Georgia Prime. Stay tuned for updates along the way. I'm going to try and do these update things as kind of like a... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Ben, I wish you were watching. You could help me out here. It's that thing where... accountability. That's what I'm thinking of. It's kind of like an accountability thing. So that way y'all know, or I can give updates on progress for everything. So, house is currently a mess. It smells. I need to get the smell out of the house. Need to get internet back at the house. Need to get the bank debt. Oh, the bank paid off. Yeah. It's definitely going to be over a year before without internet. I'm tired of not having it. Tired of not having it. Anyways, guys, thank y'all. As I said, thank y'all for watching. I'm Winter Prime. I'm out.